Nathan Cox, thanks for joining us on Around the Home. Okay, today we're doing some vinyl siding repair. Now I'm not replacing anything like that. What we got is some loose siding here. It's popped away from itself, and I'll show you guys how to fix it a couple different ways. And maybe you came from my older video made years ago. Yeah, I had the old hand and mic. That was kind of silly. So each piece of siding, okay, generally has these two laps. It's solid underneath here. So it's just one piece of siding. You can see it's nailed in to the plywood or OSB on your house, like so. You got these nails here, and they're nailed in loosely on purpose so that when this thing expands and contracts from the sun and the temperatures, it doesn't buckle, okay? So if your siding's buckling, that's because these nails were in too tight. They should be loose so they can move left and right. It has this big lipped over piece right here, and it's open and notched on the inside so that this one that goes above it kind of is a J shaped, okay? So it goes over and under and snaps up in. So kind of like this. If you were to kind of push it down, and then it goes back up and around. So if you pull the siding down so it can go up and around and push it back in, it kind of locks. You can kind of hear it too. Okay, the problem is I've got some, either it wasn't pulled tight enough to begin with when the house was built, or there's been some compression that's happened over the years and has made this area loose. And they do make a tool if you do need to separate this for some reason, if you feel like you need to take this whole thing out. Sometimes people call it the zipper tool. It's a little plastic handle with a little shaft and a hook, and you can slip it up underneath here and run it down. Sometimes they're metal with a plastic coating on the thing so you're not cutting the siding when you do it, but got ladybugs everywhere. The way to really fix this would be to take all the siding off from here up and then start over and pull this tighter and re-nail it all back. I am not re-siding half of an entire two-story house. A side of, one side of it, but you know what I'm saying. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here is take this little tiny trim screw, okay? It's a tiny trim screw, wood screw. It is exterior grade. That's important because your interior grades will rust and they'll just streak down your siding over time. Okay, so here's our panel right here where it's overlapping, and I've already snapped it back together like I just showed you. So we're gonna take a drill and pre-drill it, okay, straight up through. That's gonna make, well, you gotta be careful about running that drill against the siding so it doesn't scuff it, like I just did. Gotta do better than that. Okay, now we're gonna take our little trim screw and feed it up in. Okay, so that's going to, I'll show you here. Let's pop this back loose. See? It's not gonna come loose. It's a neat little trick that's gonna save you from having to take all the siding off to fix this one loose piece of siding, which isn't, I mean, sometimes if it's way up there and you got like 2 rows above it, yeah, maybe take it loose. But I've got like, what, 20 rows ahead of me? That's just crazy. So I've got a lot more screws to put in there to finish this one off, but I won't bore you guys with that. It's the same process. I'm just gonna pre-drill and set a screw. I'm gonna do it about every 16 inches. Normally works really good with most things like this. And it's gonna hold that siding tight so it's not slapping in the wind, making noise, looking crappy on the side of my house. It's going to keep the moisture and stuff out. Plus, a bad windstorm, especially in the wintertime, might actually shatter this thing and rip it completely off. And then I'm definitely having to take some siding off the side of the house to fix that. So I hope this tip helps you guys out with a very neat trick to fix what could be a serious problem. Please take a moment and subscribe to my channel while you're here. Check out my website, hundreds of more videos, organized really well, and there's another video for you guys to check out. You guys have a great day.